Have you heard that you should never wake a sleeping baby, or that formula-fed babies don't bond as well with moms, the same as breastfed babies? There's a lot of advice out there, but not all of it is true. Today, I'm breaking down the most common baby care myths new moms fall for. Number one, never wake a sleeping baby. Now, sometimes you should wake a sleeping baby, and here's when. Newborns need to eat every 2 to 3 hours, especially in the first few weeks. Letting them sleep too long can cause dehydration or slow weight gain. Now, when they come home from the hospital, generally they've lost a few ounces, about 10% of their weight from when they were born. Until they gain that weight back, which is usually within the first 1 to 2 weeks, you definitely want to wake them up no more than 3 hours after their last feed. Now, once that time has passed, you can let your baby go longer without feeding. However, during the day, if your baby's going 4 hours or more, that's going to end up with you having to feed them more often at night because they still need to get those calories in. So my recommendation is this. During the day, they've already gained back their birth weight. You can let them go as long as they want at night, but during the day, keep those every 3 hours. If they're sleeping, it's okay to wake them up and give them a quick feed so that you can keep those calories coming during the day and have them storing those up for the nighttime. Okay, number two, formula-fed babies don't bond with their moms the same as breastfed babies. Wrong. Bonding is not just about breastfeeding. Breastfeeding is a wonderful way to bond, and I strongly encourage it. However, skin-to-skin contact, eye contact, speaking to your baby, singing to your baby, overall responsive baby care creates a very strong bond. Let's be honest, babies are not best breastfed by their fathers. They're not breastfed by their adoptive parents, and they have wonderful bonding relationships with them. So feeding is one part of bonding, but love, touch, and attention matter just as much, if not more. So let's get rid of that mom guilt. What's the most surprising advice that someone has given you about feeding your baby that just didn't sit right with you? Let me know in the comments. Number 4, holding your baby too much or too often will spoil them. Wrong. Babies need physical closeness. Holding your baby helps emotional development. It helps their biological development. It helps their physical and social development, all of it. It just makes them feel secure. Studies show that responsive caregiving leads to independent children later. They start out needing a lot of bonding and closeness and touch and holding, and that's what helps them build the trust so that they're able to then separate from you as they grow. Number 5, babies need a strict sleep schedule from birth. Wrong. Newborn sleep is unpredictable. Babies' tummies are tiny and they wake up to eat often. And it's really not rhyme or reason. Sometimes they're hungry after 2 hours. Sometimes they're hungry after an hour and a half. Sometimes 3.5 hours. Trying to force a schedule too early can lead to frustration. So you can't just look at the clock and say, well, too bad you're hungry because you're not eating for 20 more minutes. That's just not going to help. Follow wake windows and focus on creating a calm sleep routine, and you will have it made. Number 6, teething causes high fevers. This is such a weird one for me, but I looked around and I saw what one of the most common myths were, and this was one of them. So, okay. Teething causes mild discomfort, but it does not cause a high fever. High fevers are caused by infections. Teething can cause a very low-grade fever, and what that looks like in babies is usually the top of their head is very warm, but not the rest of their body. Maybe their ears are very warm and pink. That's another sign. Teething causes drooling and irritability and some gum swelling, but not fevers over 100 degrees. If your baby has a high fever, it's likely an illness, not teething. So that you want to get looked at by a doctor. But what you want to do for teething is use cool teethers or a clean cold washcloth, freeze some breast milk, and use that in a teether. There's so many great remedies out there. Put your favorite teething remedy in the comments. I'd love to hear it. Number 7, babies need rice cereal in their bottle to sleep better. Oh, how I hate this one. Okay, this is so outdated and it's even dangerous. Adding rice cereal into your baby's diet before 4 to 6 months can actually increase their choking risks. Rice cereal has been found to have small amounts of arsenic in it, which is obviously not good for babies. Doctors are beginning not to even recommend rice cereal. They're recommending other types of cereal first. It does not guarantee longer sleep. It can lead to more disruption in their digestion systems, which is going to make them have more difficulty sleeping. So instead of using this, just take it right out of the toolbox. Just forget about it. It's not going to work for you. Focus on consistent bedtime routines and safe sleep habits. Check out my playlist on decoding babies' feeding problems and issues, and that should really help. There's a lot in there about feeding, but trust me, feeding solids to newborns is not going to help them sleep longer. Myth number 7, breastfeeding is always easy and natural. Well, breastfeeding is natural, but it does not mean it's easy. It's really a learned skill, and many moms struggle with latching, with getting their supply established, or with a lot of pain. So lactation consultants can help, postpartum doulas can help, but really there's no shame in supplementing. I just encourage you to think about all of this beforehand. Think about how important it is for you to breastfeed. If it really is important for you to breastfeed your baby long term, it's something you really need to be educated on and prepared for. So that's it. Which myth surprised you the most? Any of them that you've fallen for in the past? Please let me know. Like this video, subscribe, and share in the comments.